there, friends. Welcome to the Monday Night Play-Along Jam, the first one of 2022. Amazing. Isn't it wild that we're living in 2022? Feels like we're living in the future. Well, I'm sure you all have your resolutions. I don't really have too many resolutions myself. I've already fulfilled some of them from last year, but I'm going to keep thinking about it. I think being more present, being kinder, more patient, less reactive, those are all kind of works in progress for me. Improving on music, that's a no-brainer. We always have that resolution every year, right? I do. It's not even a resolution, it's just a lifestyle. Trying to improve on music. Been practicing a little bit this week, feeling pretty good. I hope you are too. Tomorrow will be a year since I quit drinking, so that's a big one for me. The biggest hang-up health-wise for me this Christmas was the cookies. All the dang cookies. I'm getting away from sweets here, and I hope you all have other dietary and health things that you are picking up as well this week. This is kind of like, Monday after the holidays being slammed back to the real world, right? You all been catching up on your emails and phone calls and business stuff like I have. So I'll bet you're excited to do some playing as I am. So we're going to start with This Train is Bound for Glory in the key of G. Just a good old song. Known in lots of different styles. This is not necessarily a bluegrass standard, but it's a song that is really fun to play in the bluegrass style. So the way this works, if it's your first time joining us, this is the slow tempo jam. Everything's going to be very reasonable and slower than it is usually performed. And that is to help players of all levels, including entry-level players, to be able to play along and work on their skills in bluegrass. As we progress, we will pick up tempos and move on to the mid-tempo jam and the fast jam throughout the evening. I'll kind of give you a brief rundown of the song. This isn't a lesson on the song. There's other sources for that. You can always hit me up if you need help with something. I'm just treating this like a jam where we get together, and you might not know the song very well, so I'll give you a brief tour of it, and then we'll just play it, and you wing it, and you do the best you can. That's part of the bluegrass style, right? But all you regulars know that we do a lot of these same songs, and we rotate them week to week, but we always come back to playing these same songs. This Train is Bound for Glory. You will play this again at the jam, so you'll always have a chance to circle back on it and have your own time to work on the song if it's a song you really like. So I'll run you through this song. It's in G. And I always use the number system when I'm talking chords because we're not always in the same tuning, we're not always in the same capo position, things like that. So we're in the key of G and it starts on the 1 chord. 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. 1 and 1 and a 5. 1 and 1 and you stop on the 4. And a 1 and a 5 and a 1. So that's what happens when you're singing. You always do that stop on the 4 chord. When we're picking it though, you play right on through that. And it's the same form throughout. Now I'll demonstrate a kickoff, a sample kickoff, how I might kick off the song. And then you can kind of interpret it however you want to, and then we'll circle back and you'll kick it off. So let me get the click track going here so you hear how this works in context. So we'll be at a nice slow tempo for this song, and you'll hear this click track in the background. It's on the upbeats. It's on the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. That's how I like to practice with metronomes. It's like a mandolin chop. It makes it more musical. So I'm going to count you in, and I will play the kickoff now just to demonstrate. So here's how I would do it. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. song, you'll hear me start singing it. Okay, so now you're going to kick that song off, and I'll count you in the same way, and we'll trade off breaks, and I'll just kind of tell you what to do as we go. I always take the first break. So I'll say, I'll play it, or me, to remind you that it's my turn, and you're going to back me up. Or just stop and listen and figure out some licks along the way. And then I'll say, you pick it, or I'll direct you when it's time for your break, which is usually the second break. So you can hear some ideas and maybe cop some ideas from me. Okay. You might be picking a mandolin, you might be picking a banjo, you might be picking a guitar, you might be playing a bass. If you're playing bass, do whatever you want, obviously. Hey, kick off the song. Here we go. In the key of G, this train is bound for glory. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, no one can ride it but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train don't carry no liars, this train. This train don't carry no liars, this train. This train don't carry no liars, no hypocrites and no midnight flyers. This train don't carry no liars, this train. Chorus. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, no one can ride it but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory, this train. I'll play it. This train don't carry no gamblers, this train. This train don't carry no gamblers, this train. This train don't carry no gamblers, no crap shooters or midnight ramblers. This train don't carry no gamblers, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, no one can ride it but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory, this train. Now you play. Last chorus. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train ride it, but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory. This train, tag it. This train is bound for glory. This train. All right. So that means tag. I'll do my best. And that is a foot kick, which is to end the song, since you can't see my feet. If you've never been to a bluegrass jam, that's how it works. This is a tag, and the foot kick is to end the song. So you always got to be aware of what's going on. Be looking at the players around you, or at least be looking at the leader of that song to know what's happening. Okay. I'm going to check on the live streams, see that everything is working here. Okay, looking at the Facebook page. Are we on? Sure hope we are. Yep. Okay. There we are. All right, be sure to chime in and let me know where you're picking from, what you're picking, how you're doing, what your resolutions are this year. And I'm going to double check here real quick on the old YouTube page. Make sure we're live and running there. I'm at my mom's house, or the old family house here where I grew up in San Diego County, out in the country, East San Diego County, our little town of Hamul. And this old adobe house that was built by my great-grandparents has ripping fast internet. Mom has a good system in here, so hopefully everything will go off without a hitch. I'll be stationed here for the rest of this month and into February before I head back to Colorado for all kinds of fun stuff. God willing, everything's still on. I hope you all are staying healthy and, you know, just getting through these crazy times. I know a lot of you are bummed out for having to miss, you know, concerts. We had to cancel our concert at Winston's, the Holiday Homecoming show with Kellen Acebrook. That was a bummer. Lots of big New Year's shows have been canceled. I know it's tough times. So here we are playing music, making the most of it. Next on the jam tonight, Gonna Settle Down, one of my favorites. Let's stay right at the same tempo for this. This is one of those songs from pretty sure Lester and Earl. I'm pretty sure this comes from Flat and Scruggs. And it's one of those songs that in typical Flat and Scruggs fashion the title doesn't have anything to do with the chorus of the song. But anyway, it goes in G. 1 and a 1 and 4 back to 1. 1 and a 1 to the 5. 1 and a 1 and 4 and a 1. 1 and a 5 and a 1 up to the 4. How long to go back to my darling 1. 1 to the 5. 1 and a 1, 4 and a 1. 1 and a 5 and a 1. Okay? And if I'm kicking it off, I might go something like... It's got that kind of thing, you know, and then I like to get kind of bluesy there. You don't have to get really bluesy on this one, but, you know, as a guitarist, I look for every opportunity I can to get bluesy. Okay, here we go. Kick us off on Gonna Settle Down. Make sure you sing really big on those choruses. We need the harmonies, right? Okay, key of G. Here you go. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I've no one to love me anymore. I'm gonna pack up my grip and take a long, long trip back to the one that I love so. To the chorus. I long to go back to my darling, back to the one I love so well. I know she'll be my wife and we'll settle down for life, for she's the one that means the world to me. I got it. Can't forget the day I left and went away. You told me I'd be sorry some old day. I found this to be true, so I'm headed back to you. Sweetheart, I'm tired and I want to settle down. I long to go back to the one I love so well. I hope she'll be my wife and we'll settle down for life, for she's the one that means the world to me. Play it. When I get back to her, my rambling days are o'er. We'll build a little cottage on the hill, or a cabin. We'll think the days gone by, sweetheart, just you and I, and there we'll live so happy evermore. I long to go back to my darling, back to the one I love so well. I know she'll be my wife and we'll settle down for life, for she's the one that means the world to me. Yeah, I know she'll be my wife. That middle chorus I was kind of showing you is, I like to joke around and try to cop some of the Earl Scruggs banjo licks in there. I won't do too much of that. I'm kind of counting on you to do a lot of filling during the verses. I figure that's probably what you're doing at home. I don't expect you to just strum rhythm the whole time. You don't have to play your appropriate part the whole time. You can fill during those verses if you'd like. Now, work on your rhythm. That's a big part of it. And, remember what happens at the real jams. You're not always filling at the real jams. You're like listening for who's filling and everyone takes turns. But in this situation, you can fill all you want. But I was just kind of throwing in a couple of those little signature little Earl things. How's everyone doing out there? How's the YouTube channel? Dearson, Devin. Hey, Devin. Good to see you. Hi, Mike L. Mike LeBlue. Hi, Dave Schmidt. Hi, Hunter Preston. Cool. In snowy Colorado, thank goodness. Oh, man. Been a horrible, horrible, tragic week on the Front Range, as we know. Randy Kelly. Hello, Randy. Hi, Mike. Okay, thanks y'all for being here on the YouTube page, picking along. Check in on Facebook land here. Okay, hi, David Holtkamp. David's always here, stalwart, ready to pick. Hi, Lee from Mexico. All right, staying warm. Hi, Sandy from Bakersfield. Right on. Thanks for being here, picking along. Hi, Skip. Work off pounds playing. There you go. Hi, James. Hi, Aaron Burns in snowy Saranac Lake. MC in NorCal. Jim Hanaway in New Jersey. Carol Sue in Sandston, Virginia. Right on. Randy. Randy's on both pages. Hi, Randy in Steamboat. Snowy, cold Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Hi, Colin in the Morning Times over there in the UK. Nice to see you. Hi, Deb in Durango. Cool. Who are we got? Eric Baker, Harvest Skis. Yeah, buddy, picking along. I'll come skiing with you here when I get back to Colorado. Resolutions, play every day and ski more, says Aaron. There you go. That's good. Chantal from Nova Scotia. Internet suck here in today. Well, dang it. I hope you get better signal there. Hi, Kathy. Working on some claw hammer. Right on. That's actually one of my resolutions, to play more banjo this year. I'm gonna give that a go. Hi, Larry McLaughlin from Chicago. Brad from Ontario. Awesome. Thank you all for being here, picking along. I'll check in with you a couple times through the jam. And let's move right along. Fireball Mail. This one's for all you banjo players. I know the instrumentals. You know, we don't always... Not all instruments love the instrumentals. I love the instrumentals, but the banjo players necessarily don't love the fiddle tunes. But everybody loves Fireball Mail. So here's just a quick run through, because this one I expect you kind of to know if you're involved in bluegrass at all. In G. And a one, and one, and one, and a one. Go through that twice. So 2 of those is the form. All right. And being an instrumental, I'm going to kick it off and we'll play it through twice. So I'll play that chorus 2 times through, and then you'll play it 2 times through, then I'll play it 2 times through again, and then you'll play it 2 times through again, and just end it like a regular bluegrass ending. Okay, that'll be the ending. And here we go. I'm going to kick us off slightly, ever so slightly faster tempo than we were. Fireball Mail in G. Fun. All right, all you banjo players, that's for you. Moving right along, what do we got? Midnight on the Stormy Deep. I don't know if we've ever done this at the jam, but I love this song, and it's just a classic. Bill Monroe. I mean, it comes from the old days, and the Monroe brothers did this one, and okay, it's going to be a slow tempo. I'm backing down the click track a little bit. I got to sing this with Peter Rowan one time on a performance, and that was woo. That was a big bluegrass moment for me. And if you want to hear real bluegrass music, once or twice I've heard Peter and Del McCurry sing this song together, and yeah, that's the way it goes. If you get a couple of good, powerful bluegrass voices together singing this song, it's that's a moving sound. And this is hardcore bluegrass. This is duet style all the way through. So I've got a cheat sheet here to make sure I keep the verses in order, because I know some of you out there are going to be wanting to sing tenor, and we'll be in the original key of E, and it goes like this. And a 1 and 5 and 1 and a 1 and a 1 to the 4, back to the 1 and a 5, back to 1. Kick off. Something like that. I don't really have a great kickoff for this song, but it's a simple melody. That was the chord I was looking for. Very simple melody. So just work up some kind of cool kickoff, even if you're just playing the simple melody. And I'm going to start the click, and then I'm going to pull up my little page just if I need to glance at the lyrics. And here we go. Midnight on the Stormy Deep in the key of E. Kick us off through an entire form of the song. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Was midnight on the stormy deep, my solitary watch I keep, and to think of her I left behind, and ask if she'd be true and kind. I never shall forget the day that I was forced to go away. In silence there my head she'd rest, and pressed me to her loving breast. I got it. don't go back to sea. There's other girls as good as me, but none can love you true as I. Pray don't go where the bullets fly. Next verse. Deep, deep sea may us divide, and I may be some other's bride, but none can love you true as I. To thee when thou art far away. Okay, we're gonna sing that verse again because I got the words wrong. Here we go. Here's that verse again. The deep, deep sea may us divide, and I may be some other's bride, but still my thoughts will sometimes stray to thee when thou art far away. Play it. I never have proved false to thee. The heart I gave was true as thine, but you have proven untrue to me. I can no longer call thee mine. Last verse. So fare thee well. I'd rather make my home upon some icy lake where the southern sun refused to shine, than to trust a love so false as thine. Okay. So I realized I couldn't get to the click to do the little slowdown at the end. So let's do the last verse and do the slowdown. Here we go. The last verse. 1, 2. So fare ye well. I'd rather make my home upon some icy lake where the southern sun refused to shine, trust a love so false as thine. There you go. All right, fun. I just love that song, and it's more for the singing than the jamming, obviously. And of course, there's a great version of that on Tony Rice Manzanita album with Tony singing lead and Ricky Skaggs singing the tenor. Okay, how's everybody doing out there? Hi, Aaron Burns. Your guitar sounds extra nice. Thank you. I'm going on one last week with these strings on it. I was on the edge of changing my strings, but I decided to keep them. It's been played a lot, the old Martin. Hi, Kevin in State Road, North Carolina. All right. Tickling Strings in Trinidad, Colorado. Hi, Jeff from Lyons, Jeff Cornell, Jeff and Karen, who graciously hosted me for 4 weeks of the Monday Jam. Nice to see you here. Hi, Brad in Ontario, who's over on the YouTube channel. We got the same Dig the Duets as Dave Schmidt. Right on. And T, yes, things are not going so great in my part of Colorado, but, you know, there's going to be a lot of recovery after 1,000 homes lost there in Boulder County. Now, I'm going to avoid the big picture discussion here, but, you know, having a destructive fire of that sort in December, that's got some big picture implications to me, and I won't go there on the Jam. But it's very sad, tragic. I know several friends who've lost their homes, and definitely thinking about all them tonight. And the amount of pets that were lost. It's so sad. We're not, yeah. So anyway, this is your escape from that world, and let's keep on playing. Way Downtown in the key of E. I'm going to capo 4. This is where I play this song, and it's because I learned it from Doc Watson, and this is the key, the chord position that he is in. And it's a 4-1-5-1 throughout, so it's 4 4 1 and 1 5. Back to 1, 4 4 and 1 and 1 and 5 back to 1. That's the whole thing. And the kickoff would be something like. Every time you go right back to that 4 chord. There's never a hold. There's never a pause in the action there. Okay? So why don't you go ahead and kick us off on Way Downtown. Let's find a new tempo. Let's see here. This song tends to go by pretty quickly. So, I mean, we're in the slow jam, so we're going to keep it slow. But we're definitely going to be in a different ballpark than we were on that last song. So here we go, Way Downtown in the key of E. Go ahead and kick us off right up to that 4 chord. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Way downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Oh, me and it's all mine, ain't no one to go my bail. I'll play it. I wish I was back at my sweet Sally's house, just sitting in that old rocking chair, with one arm around this old guitar and the other one around my dear. Way downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Oh, me and it's all mine, ain't no one to go my bail. Play it. Late last night when Willie came home, I heard him a-rapping at the door, slipping in a sliding with his new shoes on, Virginia. I love those hills of Tennessee. North, south, east, or west, it's all home, sweet home to me. Way downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Oh, me and it's all mine, ain't no one to go my bail. Play it one more time. Play it one more time. Last chorus. Way downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Oh, me and it's all mine, ain't no one to go my bail. All right. Cool. Fun, love that song. It's a good jammer. A great one for working on your speed training if you want to take that song and push it to faster tempos. Okay, Little Willie. Oh, no. Old Joe Clark. This is our second instrumental of the night. And as such, I'm going to crank up this tempo a little bit. Old Joe Clark is one of those tunes I should say, that I love using for what I call speed training. So let's do a little bit. I'm not going to push you too hard here, but I'm going to push this tempo up quite a bit from what we usually go for in the slow tempo jam. And let me explain why. Don't be afraid. You're going to be able to play this because there's always, on this tune, Old Joe Clark, there's always a simple version that you can play. We're going to be in A, by the way. There's always a simple version you can fall back on. No matter how fast, and I'm saying seriously, no matter how fast the tempo is going, you can play this tune. There's always something like, no matter how fast the tempo is going, you can always do that. So make sure you know that real simple version of Old Joe Clark, because you don't always have to go. You can just go. So I'm going to play that at least my first time through. And we're going to play this 4 times all the way. Me, you, me, you, me, you, me, you. Because I want you to really get acclimated to this new tempo and have a chance to get some good double time kind of breaks in there, but always fall back to that slower 8th note version of the melody like I demonstrated. And I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that on my first break here. I'm going to kick the song off, the tune. It's an instrumental, like all instrumentals, tunes and songs. So I'm going to kick this tune off, and I'm going to do taters like I do on the instrumentals, and then I'm going to play the simple 8th note, what I call slow or halftime version, and straight up that first time through, so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. And then in the other breaks, as we go forward, I'm going to do other stuff. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to kick us off on Old Joe Clark. We're going to play it 4 times through. After your 4th time, tag it. This is a bit of a speed training sort of workout session here. So here we go. Old Joe Clark in A. How did that feel to you? I hope that you get that loosened up kind of feeling and are able to push tempos forward, those of you who are really like the slow tempo kind of players. This kind of tune is a great tool for me. I always use Old Joe Clark and a couple others that are like that, where you can do sort of a halftime version. The reason being that this song does have lyrics, and it is a basic song melody, different than fiddle tunes, which are busier and always have that 16th note kind of chug, most of them. The song melodies are the ones that you can use for speed training, because you can always go back to that halftime version of it or the 8th note version of it. Okay, cool. A couple more songs on the list here. Hi, Dodger Martin. Bob and Mike, Virginia Beach. Fa Beach. Hey, I've been to Virginia Beach. I used to play at the Jewish Mother there in Virginia Beach quite a bit. Yeah, scary times with the wildfires in Colorado. Cool. All right. How's everyone doing over on Facebook? Russ and Steph, listening in Rome, Georgia. Cool. Along with my pals Pete and Susie Gilbert down there in Rome, Georgia. Hi, Kathy in West Grove, Pennsylvania, PA. Jack from Ohio. Hi, Diane. Happy New Year to you as well. Okay. What do we got? We've got the old Little Willie. Okay. In the key of A. So now that we've been up, and that was about 100 beats per minute, right? Which is the up. I never go that fast in the slow jam. Okay. But it was manageable, right? And that would be manageable. And again, like I'm saying, if it was 200 beats per minute, it would still be manageable for you, because you always have that simple version, even if that tempo's going, but you're just playing that simple version. You always have that. Okay. And I'm going to back it down quite a bit for this song, and this song is going to feel kind of slow now. You know what I mean? If you shoot ahead and then you come back, these tempos where you're kind of working your way up to are going to feel a lot more reasonable and a lot more manageable. So that's part of my trick, blasting way ahead and then coming back to somewhere in between and having that feel a lot more manageable than it would have if we hadn't blasted way ahead. So Little Willie, just a great old-timey Stanley Brothers number. And it goes, it has a flat 7 chord in it. So here's your 1 chord. I'm in the key of A, and my 1 chord is this. It's an A chord, but obviously I have a G fingering here, because I'm capoed. So it's a 1 and a flat 7, which is technically a G chord. If you're capo 2, you're playing an F fingering. So those are your 2 main chords, and then you got a 1, 5, and a 1. So it goes, and a 1 to the flat 7, and a 1 and a 5 and a 1, and a 1 and a flat 7, and a 1 and 5 and a 1. So that chord is technically called the flat 7 major, but in bluegrass music they just say the 7. That's because we never play a major 7th. We never play anything built on the major 7th of the scale in bluegrass music. If we play any chord that represents the 7, it's going to be that flat 7 major. So we usually just default by saying, oh, this goes from the 1 to the 7. But technically, it's the flat 7 major. And my kickoff is this. Let's see. 2, 3. Something like that. Old-timey, spooky, but get that melody in there. Okay, here you go. Kick us off on Little Willie in the key of A. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. and she always loved me, dear. You took me far away from home. How can you leave me here? I'll play it, then you play it after me. Nature, nature, my dear little girl. It's nature for to be. My mind is to ramble around, and I bid this wide world adieu. Yeah. How do you interpret those old songs? I don't know. We played this song. I was turned on to this song by Casey and Chris Henry when we played in our little group called the Two Stringers. Casey and Chris and the Two Stringers. Shout out to the Henry family who taught me so much about playing bluegrass music. And I asked Casey, what is this nature business? You know, what is he talking about? It sounds so cool and so out there. And you know, her take on that was that it was, you know, this guy's nature to want to ramble. Anyway, just interesting, goofy, old song. I don't know what the source is. If anyone knows the source of that song, let me know. But I've sourced it from the Stanley Brothers. I don't know who wrote it. And of course, Ralph sings it on that old recording. Fun. I love that song. Okay, Gotta Travel On in the key of A. And this is going to be our barn burner for the slow jam, which is still going to be nice and slow, but it's going to be a good bit quicker than we were, but not quite as fast as old Joe Clark. So as I'm running you through it, I'll set the tempo here so we can get used to this. In the key of A, laid around and played around. It goes. 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and a 1 and a 4 and a 1, 1 and a 1, 1 and a 1 and a 4 and 5 and a 1. Might kick off. Like that. Okay, laid around, played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yeah, winter's coming on. Laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've got to travel on. Key of A, go ahead and kick it off. It's like a John Hartford intro. Okay, here you go. Kick us off, key of A. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yeah, winter's coming home. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've got to travel on. I got it. Johnny. Johnny can't come home. Johnny can't come home, boys. Johnny can't come home. Papa writes to Johnny. Johnny can't come home. He's been on that chain gang too long. I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yeah, winter's coming home. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've gotta travel on. Play it. Sheriff and the police coming after me, boys, coming after me. Hi, Sheriff and the police coming after me, and I feel like I've gotta travel on. I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yeah, winter's coming home. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've gotta travel on. I got it. I wanna see my honey, wanna see her bed, wanna see her bed, boys, wanna see her bed. I wanna see my honey, wanna see her bed. She's the best girl this poor boy ever had. I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yeah, winter's coming home. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've gotta travel on. Play it. Last chorus. I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yeah, winter's coming home. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've gotta travel on. Yes, I feel like I've gotta travel on. All right. All right, thanks everybody. We're going to be back in 4 minutes here if I can shut down the video and get back on time for the mid-tempo jam. So I will see you there. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you're all safe and warm tonight. I'll see you in a few minutes.